preview. You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know what it is. You know who it is. It's The Sizzle in the building, baby. Oh, yes, we're back and we're hotter than ever. Hot as fire, hot as lava, hot as a chocolate cake outside that's been on the cement for 2 hours.
Wow.
I guess, I mean,
I don't know where you was going with that, man, but I'm going to follow you, though.
I don't know. Don't worry about it. You know who's in the building. Jay Sizzle's in the building.
Yes, sir.
My man, Max Sizzle's in the building, and I'm G Sizzle. We are in the building. Listen, we're getting ready to bring you some hot talk, as only we can do it, because you know we're the Sizzle, the hottest talk in the 219, the only hot sports talk anywhere. But before we do that, let me say this. If you have not liked, subscribed, and shared to the Sizzle, please feel free to do that. Just find us. That's all you have to do. And how do you do that? Push the button. Hit the notification button. So every time you get brand new content, you know what's coming out. And if you can't find us, use hashtag Iron Skillet Sports. That way you can find us on any platform, on podcast or on Sizzle Television, because you got Sizzle Television, Sizzle Radio. So now that you've done all of that, and now that you know everything that's going on, okay, are you ready? Let's hit everybody with a little hot 5 and 5. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
All right, hot 5 and 5. Number 1, Nick Madrigal for the White Sox. The do everything Mr. Utility is out for the season. It's a bad one. It was a bomb that was dropped on him. It wasn't a good bomb. It was a napalm bomb. But hopefully the White Sox can keep going. They had a good night tonight, so they'll keep it going. So again, Sox fans, Nick's out for the season. All right, let's talk about it. 2 on the hot 5 and 5. Allen Robinson is reporting to minicamp. That's right. He says, you're not going to keep my $100,000. I'm going to keep it in my pocket, and I'm going to come out here and look cute in my shorts. That's what he's going to do. The Bears are ready for him, and they're waiting for him to report and act like he knows something. But somebody else is not going to be reporting. That is Kyrie Irving, who is reportedly out for the rest of the Bucks series. We're going to see how this works, and we're going to see if the Bucks and the Nets will really miss him, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. And okay, so here's the thing. You got the head coach for the Bears who said there's no way possible when he was on with Chris Collinsworth. He said, no way, no scenario will you see Justin Fields starting the season. I think it's a lot of hooey balooey, but we'll find out in a few more weeks because the season's almost here. And last on the hot 5 and 5. Listen, man, the Cubs have been doing a weird thing this whole season, right? They have been winning when they shouldn't have been winning. They're sweeping series. They're doing other things. But the greatest thing they did was they put together a 100-foot cup snake in the stands, estimated it somewhere the value around $30,000 worth of cups and beers bought at the stadium. And that's what the Cub fans have to do. That's all they have to do, and that's what they do. So that's the hot 5 and 5.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah. So there's all the foolishness. There's all the smoke. That's all the talk. That's all I'm gonna say. It's over. All right. I'm just gonna say this now. If you want to donate $30,000 to me and my snake cup fund, feel free to. I have snakes out here that need to be paid for.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, hold on a minute now. There's a couple of ways you can take that, sir. And I didn't know you was charging $30,000. Wow.
If that's the new going rate, Jack, I got to pull my snake out. If I'm in the stands, I'm somewhere in the streets, I got to pull the snake out. That's $30,000, Jack. That's $30K.
Wow. Man, start playing the music. It's Luther Vandross.
Oh, they don't. Wait a minute. You don't know about that Vandross, man. Hey, man, look here, man. Everybody doesn't know about that Vandross. But here's the thing. All right. So we watched the game tonight. We watched a man make history. Only 2 players have done it. We're talking about Kobe Bryant, and we're talking about Kevin Durant, that have put in the number of points and time, almost a whole game.
Yeah.
These are the 2 that have done it. So you know what, gentlemen? I'm going to step back, let you 2 discuss the greatness of Kevin Durant. All right, Jay. You go ahead and start it off.
I know. Look. This was probably one of the most phenomenal things that I have seen from a player who was severely injured. We know people who have these Achilles tears, they don't come back and do things like this. To log this type of minutes, 48 minutes in an NBA playoff game and dominate, even though he got a lot of help from the Bucks, it still was phenomenal. Absolutely. The last Jedi showed up again. But we got to know, can he continue to do this, especially without Kyrie now? We got to hobbled up James Harden. I don't know if he's got any more of these, but this was a fabulous night for Kevin Durant. I'm just waiting to see, can he keep this type of energy up, because it was just spectacular. All
right, Max. So I'm going to ask you, Max Sizzle, what did you see tonight? Because tonight we saw a one-man army from a 17-point deficit to take down probably the last wild Wakandan we know of. He took down Giannis and the Bucks. What did you see tonight?
Well, I seen a guy that can't take nothing away from Durant. He's a out of this world talent. He's one of the best scorers this league has ever seen, being the size that he is and everything. Not to take nothing away from Jay, but when he brought up the issue of him coming from the injury that he came from and logging on the minutes that he did, not taking away from his greatness, but Jay, he doesn't use his athleticism. He doesn't use his athleticism to like put pressure on his opponent.
Okay.
Like a high flyer, you know what I'm saying? Durant is a scorer, you know what I'm saying? With his Achilles tear, it was a severe injury, but he doesn't use his athleticism to, you know, put pressure on his opponent. He's a scorer. He shoots, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to the cup and finishing over guys and everything, even though he can, but that's not his game. His game is, I'm a stop and pop guy. And he's one of the best the league has ever seen. And with him doing what he did tonight, you know, they told him facilitate more. He did that. He didn't woo you like a Magic Johnson. What he did was what basic basketball players know to do. Break down the defense and kick it to the open player or kick it to the player that's cutting to the hoop. He basically did that. He did that perfectly, and the Bucks didn't have an answer for it tonight.
So you're saying the Bucks got shot down like deer they are.
and my thing is this: the coach, not taking nothing away from their coach, but he need to learn to make the adjustment. He's seen what they was doing. They adjusted to not having Kyrie, Harden not being 100%. They adjusted. They made the adjustments. It's Milwaukee's turn to make the adjustment now.
So, Max, do you think that we talked about this earlier, should we have seen Giannis on KD at some point in time for any long period of stretches?
Absolutely. You can't be a defensive player of the year or get voted for all defensive team NBA and not stick the best player on the best team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you think, though, that if Giannis is playing KD, as wily as KD is, and we know he's an old school basketball player, he's got all the tricks now, and we've seen quickness out of KD that we haven't seen in the last 3 or 4 years. He looks better now than he's looked in a long time. Do you think that would have put Giannis into a position of where he would have been in foul trouble? Because Giannis gets some ticky-tack fouls. He gets some reach-ins. He gets some bullies in. And so you're looking at a guy in Giannis who has to be able to attack the basket because we know he's devoid of a jump shot. Every once in a while, one's going to fall. We know if he gets through the free throw line, like I said in an earlier show, I'm going to put $1 million up if I'm gonna put $1 million of your dollars up, that he's not gonna hit 5 out of 10 free throws. I'm gonna put that up there. So we're looking at a guy who's limited offensively, and his physical game is what makes him what he is. If he's out on Kevin Durant trying to defend Kevin Durant, is that going to take away from his offensive game? What do you think about that?
You know what? I think it's a give or take. You know, which with him, I mean, y'all down. Y'all can only go but up. If this was a Michael Jordan, a Kobe Bryant, he's gonna take on that. He's gonna take on that challenge. He's gonna take on that challenge. Giannis has a very known reputation of saying, I'm only doing what my coach allowed me to do. You can't do that. You have to turn around, and you getting all these accolades and everything, you have to turn around and you have to man up and be like, hey, coach, I hear what you're saying. I got to stick him. I don't think he can stop him, but I think he can make I think he can make the shots harder. I think he can make the shots harder with his length and all that. I think he can. Because my thing is this. PJ Tucker at 6'5", it's not going to do it. Drew Holiday is 6'5". It's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. You got to think about it. Look at the last minutes of the game tonight. Giannis is off in the corner, sticking somebody, whoever, and PJ Tucker is sticking the best offensive player in the world in the final minutes. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. It doesn't. He has to turn around and he has to tell the coach, Coach, I hear you, but I have to take on this challenge. That's what a real ball player would do. I see what he's doing to my teammates. My teammates didn't get the accolades as being the defensive player of the year or all defensive NBA. I did. So I have to take on that challenge. Or guess what? He'll be fishing.
Did you say he'll be fishing? That's what you said.
He'll be fishing.
Okay. So let's think about it. Let's think about where we are with this. And I asked Jay, I've asked you before, when you talk about great players, and you're talking about KD being in the air with Kobe Bryant, you're talking about them being some of the ultimate scorers. Yeah. Right now, what does that say about Giannis, though? If he cannot guard the best player on the other team, I know he's needed for his offensive kick and is put in and is put back, but at some point, don't you have to say in that game, no, I'm going to do this. He's mine. I got him.
Absolutely.
And everybody else, you know, you got Pat Connaughton out there. You got Drew Holiday out there. You got crazy-eyed Bobby Portis. You got somebody has to score, even if it's Brook Lopez. I'm just saying at some point, don't you as Giannis, don't you have to take the mantle on and say, this is my man. I'm going to shut him down for the rest of the 4 or 5 minutes of this game, and we're going to walk out of here with this W instead of the L.
Well, what I see is, what does the Milwaukee Bucks coaching staff think that Giannis can do? Mm-hmm. You have a one-man band out there in Kevin Durant breathing down your throat, who's breathing down your neck, who's coming at you with a sickle and swinging it at you and lopping people's heads off left and right. You got dead bodies all over the court because Kevin Durant is putting them in the grave, and you don't put the 2-time defensive player of the year on him as a coaching staff. So what does that say? What do they think? Do they think Giannis could not possibly stop Kevin Durant? That Kevin Durant could have possibly put Giannis in foul trouble and possibly fouled him out of the game? I think this is a coaching situation right now that they're living with the fact that Kevin Durant can't beat us 3 more games. Now, they bet on that today and they lost. I think they're going to come back again and say Kevin Durant himself, with a hobbled up Harden, with a Kyrie Irving who's not going to play anymore in this playoffs. He's betting again that Kevin Durant can't play 48 minutes, can't go 49 points, can't have 17 rebounds, that he can't do it again, and Giannis is going to be enough. I think they were playing the long game on this one. They wanted to win this game, but I think they were looking more at Game 6 and Game 7, and I believe they're trying to keep Giannis fresh enough that he can put on an imposing show when he needs to, and they needed this game, but this game wasn't pivotal for him. And I think that's what you saw from this coaching staff, because I'm with you, Mac. I was waiting for them to put Giannis on KD to shut this nonsense down. They never did. You never even saw, in the last few minutes of the game, did you even see Giannis even switch up on KD for any length of period of time? No, they didn't. They kept him on the opposite side of the floor. So I think this is really more of a coaching decision than a Giannis decision. And I believe the Bucks saying, hey, KD, you can't come do it again for 2 more games. I believe that's what they think.
Jay, the thing is this. What's the worst can happen? He fouled out tonight. Giannis fouled out tonight. What's the worst can happen?
He fouled out.
He fouled out. What's the worst can happen?
Well,
here's the thing about it. The worst thing that can happen is that Kevin Durant takes his soul. That's the worst thing. It's that the Slim Reaper puts him in a body bag. And he mentally puts him in for Game 6 and Game 7 saying, you can't guard me. Not one-on-one, not all night. You know you can't, because I'm going to hit you with this fadeaway. Keep hitting you with it. And then when you come out here on me, I'm quick enough to go past you. And Giannis has a great recovery. I mean, he's ridiculous. I mean, this guy here is ridiculous. I mean, the only person who can recover faster than him is Rudy Gobert at that length, at that height. But you see the wily Kevin Durant, who's going to get it figured out. He's an unstoppable force in the NBA. He's just an unstoppable force, and he's going to figure a way to score the basketball. And I think if you put Giannis on him any period of time, I think you just extend Giannis out energy level wise. And maybe he doesn't have enough to close the game out, because apparently he didn't have enough to close the game out even tonight. He wasn't even guarding Kevin Durant.
Well, let's ask a quick question. Where does this leave the Nets in terms of Kyrie Irving? Because I think he is the linchpin. We saw what happens with James Harden tonight. He looked like someone's grandmother. It was terrible. It was bad. It was all, I don't know who does his braids, but Mac, I want to send him at least like a gift card to Braids Are Us. I want to send him down to one of the sisters, the Ethiopian braid shop somewhere, get some beads in there, get him some oils, just get something in there, some tree root. His braids bother me, man. It's bad. It is like it's my first braid and I can't do it anymore. So the question is now, what do they do if Kyrie, and Jay, you just mentioned it. What if Kyrie can't come back until, if you make it past the Bucks, what if he doesn't come back into the championship? How does the Nets, how do they navigate? How does this Nets team navigate this stretch without Kyrie Irving?
Well, I talked about this before in some shows back. Mm-hmm. This is Kevin Durant's game series season for him to solidify himself as one of the greatest players of all time. I mean, put on the pantheon. I mean, can he sit on the Mount Rushmore of basketball players? Because right now we saw when he went to the Warriors, everybody poo-pooed on him about going to the Warriors and just picking up rings, not even playing for him. Now you see a guy who's in a position, even though he put together one of the best rosters we have ever seen when healthy. You're talking about a Kyrie Irving. You're talking about a James Harden. You're talking about a Blake Griffin and others. When healthy, this looked like a juggernaut. I said this earlier that I thought this team could have ran through this playoffs without a loss. Now you're in a situation where you have Kyrie Irving who's not going to play. in this playoff series. You're looking at I don't know what's going on with James Harden. I'm not really sure if he's that injured or if he's just like saying, I'm not going to injure myself anymore in this playoff season. I'm going to give you what I can, but I'm not going to give you much more. But if somehow or another Kevin Durant can pull this off, if the Slim Reaper can pull this off and get them to the championship and possibly win this in among themselves, now you have to put him in the same language. You have to put him in the same thing as a Michael Jordan. You have to put him in the same sentence as a Larry Bird. You have to put him there because he showed you I was able to put a team on my back, literally carried him for 48 minutes, carried him through the back end of a series, and become an NBA champion. I believe right now this is what Kevin Durant, I think that's what you saw for 48 minutes. Kevin Durant said, this is my time. I'm the Slim Reaper. Y'all going to get it. I'm going to give you the business. I'm going to remind you who I am. Say my name with some respect. Put some respect on my name. You know, I'm not hobbling around like I was before. Because remember, I said after the injury, I said that he was going to be Dirk Nowitzki. Remember what I said that? I said all he was going to be doing is jump shot shooting. Kevin Durant, he proved me wrong. This is a guy who can still take you off the dribble. Even though, like you said, Mac, that's not his game, but he can take you. He is finishing around the basket. You know, this is his time. What do you say, Mac?
Hey, I agree with everything you're saying. He is after coming back from the injury, he is still showing explosiveness. He's still showing the burst when he needs to get past the opponent. He is doing that. But and this is all to his making. You got to take in consideration, this is all to his making. He had Harding and Westbrook, and they were up on a Golden State 3-1, and they did lose to them. And like me and you turn around and we fighting some bullies, and the bullies get the best of us, and I turn around and say, you know what, Jay? Guess what? They got us. But tomorrow we're going to come back bigger and better, and we're going to come and see them. And then I wake up the next day, put on my jacket, and go outside and be like, where's Jay? And then I turn around and I see Jay with the guys that beat me and Jay up. I mean, wait a minute. What just happened? So this is his making. You know, he went and joined a 73-9 team that really didn't need him. Like Draymond said, we was winning before you got here. But he joined that team. He got his ring, so he wouldn't go down as a Charles Barkley or Reggie Miller or Karl Malone. So he turned around. He's as gifted, as talented as a player he's one of the most thin-skinned athletes we have ever seen. Like, people can actually get under his skin. And he listening to what people says, and he leaves Golden State and said, I'm going to win it as the man. I'm going to win it as the man. I'm going to recruit, but guess what? I am the John Lennon of these Beatles. That's what he's saying, and that's what he's doing, and that's what he's trying to achieve. And if he achieve it, you got to give him his due. You have to give him his due. And, you know, they said what he needed to do tonight with Kyrie being, you know, injured and Harding not being 100%. They told him what he needed to do. He needed to facilitate and, you know, help his fellow players. He can get his shot whenever he wants, but he got to make other people better. We seen Kevin Durant do that for the first time, personally, in my opinion, in his career. I've seen him do that for the first time in his career. He did that tonight. And kudos to him. He got the job done. But like you said, if he get this done, you gotta put him on that echelon. You have to put him on the echelon with a Michael Jordan. Hey, I'll go out and say it. A LeBron James. You have to put him on the echelon because we never thought he could do it, and he did tonight. If he can keep that up, if Kyrie's going to be hampered by this injury and he just keep the blueprint that he did tonight, I can see it happening for him.
Everyone has to do their job.
And
Do
let me
your job.
You know what, Tom Thibodeau, I want to tell you somebody else that did their job, and I want to tell you somebody who might be a little upset. There's a reason why he's playing this way. The All-NBA team came out.
It did come out tonight. It did.
Oh, and there were some people not on this team, this All-NBA team, that might be a little upset.
Oh, yeah.
And one of them could be the Slim Reaper.
You got the Slim Reaper was left off. Devin Booker was left off. Donovan Mitchell was left off. Oh, it was. Oh, yeah. You absolutely right.
And how? Right. And so I'm wondering, did he look at USA Today and went, what?
Yeah. Yeah. That would upset a guy like him.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine was not on the team.
Look, we were having a good show. We were having a great show. And all of a sudden, now you get me started on Zach LaVine and these Bulls, right? I like some Zach LaVine, but we ain't never gonna see Zach LaVine at this topic ever. Okay, that ain't gonna
Everyone has to
happen.
do their job.
Good.
Do your job.
Mac, this is what he does to me, right? I'm having a good show. I'm enjoying myself. We talking on here, and all of a sudden, now he got it.
Okay,
So,
so
all right.
I know you
Go
saw
ahead.
when they played last game in Milwaukee. I know you saw who was in the stands, right?
Who?
You didn't see Coach Billy Donovan and Pat Williams in the stands?
Hoping he can get some of these guys.
I did not notice that. I did not notice that.
They were there in the stands. He took him to the game, and he was like, if you just let it come over you, let it flow. Enter into the KD. Enter your KD-ness.
He's got four of the guys that they let go all playing in the playoffs right now anyway.
Yo, Jeff Green looked amazing tonight. Can I say that?
Jeff Green looked amazing tonight.
amazing.
Jeff Green looked amazing. Yes.
But he can't play for the Bulls.
Yo, wait. Okay, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
I said I was going to do it last week, but I'm going to do it this week because Max Sizzle's in the building. So I'm going to give you my Bulls trade. This is the trade to get paid. Here's how we do this. So the Bulls need a point guard. I think everybody in the country knows that. Even blind midgets know that. So here's how it goes.
Except for the Bulls.
Except for the Bulls, except until now. If you work a sign and trade deal, all right, follow me as we go along. Hey, you got Thaddeus Young. Hey, you've got Daniel Tice. Why do we need both of them at the same time? We really don't. And we might lose one and might have to keep the other. That's what the Bulls are saying. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to work a package. We're going to offer to the new Brooklyn Nets. I call them New Brooklyn. New Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the house, stand up. Spencer Dinwiddie and Jeff Green for Thad Young and Thomas Satoransky.
Why? Why would they do that?
Except why would they do that?
I don't know why they would do that. Okay, nobody knows why they would do it. Just
Fix nothing? That's
okay, dog. Okay, maybe they don't do
some
it.
trash out. That's like taking some trash out and then going over to somebody else's house and pull their trash back in your house. What difference is you still got trash? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Big G, we didn't already discussed it. I think they should go out the ball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, here's the problem.
Look,
if you go after the ball, you need to actually pay him.
Yeah, I mean they got the money.
You're gonna have to pay somebody at some point in time because you cannot win in the East with this roster. The Milwaukee Bucks are not going anywhere. The Bulls at best, if they play to their potential, they're fifth best in the East right now. So they can make the playoffs, but they're not going nowhere. You got to have somebody who's going to help you distribute the basketball. That's why Lonzo Ball fits. You should have got rid of Lauri Marketing when you had the chance. You still might have the chance to move him because unless he can get to the Mavericks, that's the only type of ball player that could work down there is a Lauri Markkanen type of ball player with the Mavericks. But you got to figure out how to get Alonzo Ball in here, somebody like this, because if you don't get somebody in here like this, you don't have a situation where you can get this ball distributed. You got to get the ball out of Zach LaVine's hands. He don't need to be bringing the ball up. He don't need to be doing any of that. He needs to catch the ball on the wing and start attacking because that's what he does. And then also my favorite player of all time, Patrick Williams. I don't know how long they're going to keep running him out there, but I don't know. I don't know. You know what I think with
you fool around and guess who you'll have as your starting point guard again.
Wow, bro. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's so love, bro.
Are you ready for Kobe White 2?
Kobe's injured though, ain't he?
Yeah, Kobe went. What happened was it was a basketball injury. The twerk team, they came to this basketball court where Kobe was playing, and they did their new song, Twerk It Till You Heard It. And Kobe was out there trying to do the dance, and he actually he slipped on I think they said it was a lingerie piece of clothing, and he fell on his shoulder, but he was still trying to twerk it while they worked it, and it got on work.
I wonder if he fell down because he cut his hair off and his equilibrium's off now. He's used to having that 8 pounds of hair on his head, and he went over, you know what I'm saying? He leaned over and didn't have nothing to counterbalance that. He just fell over. That's a possibility.
And you know what
I'm saying? I don't know, man.
The thing about Kobe White is he's a good player, but I totally forgot about him when we talk about that the Bulls need a point guard. If they bring a point guard in, where is he gonna go?
They need to relegate him to the bench. That's where he should have came off. That's what he should have been doing. No, look, Kobe White can score, right? But he's a short 2 guard. That's what he is. That's what he was coming out of North Carolina. They tried to make him into a point guard. He just doesn't have the NBA chops to be a point guard in the NBA. Now, he tried to become Steph Curry. He was out there letting it fly for the 3-point line like he had won the 3-point contest. You know what I'm saying? He's not that guy on a consistent basis. So this is a guy you bring off the bench, let him spark your second team. I think that's what the type of player he's going to be. Is he going to start somewhere? I don't know. But we also seen other NBA players go around from the Bulls and get out and find ways to play in the league. But again, this is not one of Billy Donovan's picks. Who is Billy Donovan's pick? The guy with the leprechaun shoes, isn't he?
Yeah, Williams, baby. Let me tell you something. If Ben Gordon and a really furry something had a child, it would be Kobe White. And that's what it is. So right now, you're going to have to deal with Ben Gordon Jr. as your backup point, power forward / center retaining S. He's going to be guard. He's going to be everything. That's all you got to know. And when he comes back from injury in 19 months, he's gonna be a bad mama jamma. That's all I'm gonna say. It's getting late, and I must be tired now.
You just don't see a way in the way the Bulls currently constructed how they can win in the East. And if you can't win in the East, what's the use of playing? I mean, who the Bulls gonna be? Who the Bulls gonna be?
Yeah, you got a point.
Nobody.
They're not gonna be Boston.
Nobody.
They're not gonna be Boston. No. They're not gonna be Philly. They're not gonna be Miami. No. They're not gonna be Brooklyn. They're not gonna be New York. They're not gonna. Yeah.
Nope.
So let's ask this question really quickly: is Philly going to beat Philly? See, this is where I am right now. You got a little kid in there who needs some more role game, but he is putting in their work. I'm telling you now, Atlanta has something. They got it hot and ready. That's all I can say. And all I'm telling you is in Philly, they don't have it hot and ready.
Trae Young.
Yeah. And you know what? You know what, Big G? I'm going to actually tell you something. We're talking about Atlanta, and Cam Reddish is hurt. People then totally forgot about Cam Reddish.
Yeah.
He hasn't even played.
Yeah.
You got to think about it. Cam Reddish can shoot the lights out the gym, and he's a legit 6'9".
Mm-hmm.
And he's not even playing. And they doing what they doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you got to take that into consideration. Nate McMillan did a phenomenal job when he went over there. Those guys was in last place when Nate got there.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. The only person,
And he's got him balling. He's got him believing.
Yeah.
You know, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
He's got him believing, and they're playing, man. It doesn't matter. They get down, they keep coming back and playing. You can see the look on their face right now when they're going and attacking. That's a tough ball club, and you really don't want them in a 7-game series. The Sixers are finding that out right now.
No, you don't.
Only
don't.
Monty Williams has a better team right now with the Suns. That's it.
Oh man, Chris Paul, man. Oh my God.
Hey, man. Those Suns, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, with the reemergence of Chris Paul and hey, people are not talking about Bridges. Bridges is balling, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bridges is balling, bro.
And they've gotten better. They've gotten better as the series came on. It's almost like you see them relaxing and able to play in their roles that they've been defined. And you saw when the game gets scattered and Chris Paul's not on the floor, all they need to do is put the field general back on the floor. That shuts everything back down. And all of a sudden you see guys playing where they're supposed to be. Hey, look, that Suns team, that's a tough out right there. Nobody wants that Suns team. Nobody wants that team right now. You know, so it's, you know, the NBA playoffs are a good time. And I didn't know after the Lakers were gone how popular this was going to be. But you're actually seeing some great basketball right now. You're seeing the emergence of these young stars, and you see these old heads out here. I don't know where they got this fountain of youth. I don't know if they went out there and hit that old granddad before they came out on the court. You always remember that guy, man, in the park who would come out there and he'd be smoking a cool and he'd be wearing his Stacey Adams and he'd come out there and run a game with y'all and he'd be balling sliding all over the court. But that guy
ain't missing nothing. Ain't missing nothing.
You know,
ain't missing.
He take off his silk shirt so he don't sweat it out. You know what I'm saying? And just ball you out. And I think that's what you see with the older guys.
And then you find out that this is Shep from above the rim. You be like, what the?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Wait
He was all state out of Lew Wallace in 1977. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like I didn't know who that was, you know. So it's a lot of fun, man. It's NBA right now. It's a lot of fun. Trae Young, remember the name. And what's up with the mocha color assassins all of a sudden? Now all these light-skinned brothers, man, they are.
See, we can talk about the light-skinned brothers now that Rich Sizzle isn't in the building. See, if Rich Sizzle were here, we couldn't talk about the caramel chocolate magic experience because he gets sensitive about that. But I'm just telling you now, man, you know it's bad when Jokic's brothers are trying to get on the court to fight you. When his brothers are actually like, I will not have you saying these kind of things about him. No light person will do that to me. You will not, no, Carlo Magic. You will not say this about my brother.
Now, I will say this. I will say this about that series. Aaron, is Aaron Gordon? For you to turn around and tell the team y'all playing soft and put up what he did in this series, throw as athletically gifted as he is, throw the whole player away. Throw the whole player away. You told everybody in this locker room y'all playing soft, and this is what you do? Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it.
We're going to end it there, fellas, because if we don't, we'll keep going. But as a shout out to my man, Shondell is in the building and he sent me some information. He said, yo, Jesus, will make sure that you tell everybody about the Father's Day Love and Laughter Fest. It's going to be at Soldier Field. That's right. Love and Laughter Fest for Father's Day is a drive-in concert show. Man, look, who's on the thing? You say, Jesus, I don't know if I'm going. TK Kirkland's there. Rodney Perry, Red Grant, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and Twister will be in the parking lot. I guess I've never said that before. They will be there in the building somewhere around there. All you've got to do is if you want tickets, make sure that you go to ticketweb.com or you can call 219-242-3665. That's 242-3665. And make sure you call the right people, because if you didn't, you'd be calling probably Jokic's brothers. And you'd be like, who is this on the phone? You know, you cannot drive in for my Love and Laugh Fest. No, we don't have Love and Laugh.
And you know, if you go to this Love and Laugh Fest, you get up there, you go standing up in the front, and if you ain't got on the right fit, TK Kirkland might call you out. You know that now. So
look, if you don't have a good car, please don't come in your beater. Go get somebody's car, rent a car for the evening. Please don't be the topic of discussion that whole night. Don't be the center of comedy at the comedy show. All right.
Because if your fender is being held up by a bungee cord, don't park up front. Don't do it.
I'm just waiting for like the 60-year-old gangster to come in and they be like, man, you know what I want to hear? I want to hear that boom, 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 boom. That's how they say it. They don't say bone. They just go boom, 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 boom.
Hey, Matt, we talked about earlier. They think they're going to hear Bone Thugs and Harmony. They're going to hear Chicken Bones Thug and Harmony. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be...
Say, hey, man, when the man at the sell anybody out here who got that corn whiskey? Anybody got that corn whiskey?
And them gizzards.
And them gizzards.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to get that combo, that gizzard liver combo. That's what you got to get.
Does anybody still eating liver, man? Does anybody go and order the liver?
Yeah, senior citizens.
Yeah. I was about to say only them.
It's the hottest thing.
Nobody go and order the liver, no, man. And if you get that liver up there, if you go, hey, I had a liver, they all look at you like, no, you don't. You don't want that liver because that liver been here since 1974. They don't order no liver. They got.
That's all right. I'm gonna be at the Love and Laughter Fest. In my trunk, I'm gonna have some takeout orders of combo gizzards and livers, and I'm gonna have some G-Sizzle moonshine. I don't even have a flavor. It's just called G-Sizzle moonshine. I
need some of that.
Yes, sir.
I need some of that.
Yes, sir. I will get you a full cup. I'm gonna get you a full cup. And listen, man, while we're here, let me take a moment. We're gonna take a little moment of silence, man. I just wanted to send this show out. So everybody who didn't know Nadi, if you don't know the name, you don't know the game, please make sure that you do your history. Young people, find out who Ronaldo Thomas is. So blessings to his family, to his daughter, just blessings to the whole family, man, that the legacy lives on and the history of Gary basketball lives on to be told more and more to those young players who are coming up. So peace to you, brother, and peaceful journeys to you, and blessings to your family and to the community itself. So we dedicate this show to you because Max Sizzle is on board, and you say, hey, we want more Max Sizzle. Well, guess what, baby? You're going to get more Max Sizzle. It's going to just keep coming at you. Hot like that. I'm going to do it like that every time. Ow. Ooh, that was my workout for the day. Thank you.
I'm about to say, man, somebody bring that man some oxygen because he's going down. You can just see him lean out the chair like this. Oh, I'm going out.
Oh, I'm going down, Weezy. But you know who it is. You know what it is. It's the Sizzle here in the building, the hottest talk in the region, the hottest talk in the 219. You know who's here. He's J Sizzle. He's Max Sizzle. I'm G Sizzle, and we will see you on the other side.
Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Iron Skillet Sports. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Iron Skillet Sports on YouTube at Iron Skillet Sports.